Now, I find it a little bit hard to be so kind to this album because it's been 20 years since this album was released. In fact, more than 20 years, pushing 25 years now. And since then, Billy Joel has not released a single album. But the truth is, this is still a fantastic album. So today we're going to be going over Billy Joel's River of Dreams.
In the middle of the night, I go walking in my sleep through the jungle of doubt.
So hello and yes, welcome back to another album review, guys. Now and today, of course, as I said, we are going over Billy Joel's The River of Dreams, or River of Dreams, not The River. That's the track, I believe. The track is The River of Dreams, but the album is called River of Dreams. They took the out. Anyway, I'm getting into too much detail on something there which really doesn't need to be gone into. But anyway, yes, welcome back to another video, guys. Now, and before we get started, I do have one quick thing to say. I must apologise about the lack of videos lately, because normally I upload 2 to 3 videos a week. Last week I only uploaded 1, and that one video I didn't even film last week. I filmed it like a couple weeks prior, and that's mainly because I've had a lot of things going on. You know, I've had been working a lot, got another job that's come up. So yeah, I've been a bit busy lately. I'm just going to change this camera angle a bit, going to pop it up a bit like that. So yeah, they've been a bit busy lately, so I apologise for that. But anyway, we are back here today. Nonetheless, I will still try and keep the videos coming as often and as quickly as I can. Because as always, I always want to make sure I've got plenty of videos on the way for you guys. But anyway, it has been a while since an album review. I normally do an album review, then something else, an album review, then something else. But it's been 3 videos now of something else. Done 2 top 10s and a Blu-ray video, I think. Something like that. So anyway, I thought, yeah, about time to come back with an album review. And lately I've been really getting into the later career of Billy Joel. And I know what a lot of people think of Billy Joel's later career. They go, Billy Joel kind of got worse as he went on. And while I kind of agree with that, because, you know, Innocent Man, that's the one which everyone knows really, because it's got Uptown Girl on. And I agree, you know, I like Billy's early stuff more. I like The Piano Man. You know, I like stuff like that. And then as we go into the 80s, his career does get a little bit not quite as good. It's not quite as high quality, I don't think. And I've heard a lot of people say that when I talk to them about Billy Joel. They always say, yeah, I like his early stuff, but he kind of got a bit worse as he went along. And I say that's very true. But then, when you pick up, really, after the bridge, Stormfront and The River of Dreams, Stormfront, this one here with the really crap red cover, and of course River of Dreams, the one we're talking about today. These two, wow, what a comeback for Billy. I mean, I had no problems really with The Bridge and Innocent Man. I mean, they were very good albums still. They just weren't as good as previous Billy albums. But, you know, I know some people really have it out for them albums. You know, 280s sounding, I think, for Billy. But, I mean, these 2 albums, Stormfront and The River of Dreams, fantastic comebacks. And I thought, you know, which one do I want to talk about? Because really I prefer Stormfront of the 2. But lately I've been listening to this one a lot. So I thought it makes sense to do this one now. So anyway, this is my first Billy Joel review. And here we are, we're talking about The Stranger. Stranger, yes. What a fantastic record. Anyway, so what we're going to do is I'm going to give you a bit of information on this album. Going to go over each track individually. Mark each track individually out of 10. Show you my copy of the vinyl record. Mark the album artwork out of 10. Add up all of those scores, divide them by the total number of scores given, which would give us an overall mark for this album out of 10. And then we're going to head over to my album ranking board, put it on the album ranking board, see where it ranks compared to other albums I've reviewed here on this channel, and then we'll be done. So there is a lot to do. So anyway, without further ado, let's get started. So The River of Dreams. This was Billy Joel's 12th and final studio album. Yes, final. As I said in the intro, you know, nearly 25 years since this album was released. And we still haven't got another album from him. So why I have such high respect for Billy Joel, because I think, you know, you put his greatest hits on, and generally his greatest hits are some of the best hits out there. And he has such solid albums. The amount of times he's been nominated for Best Album is unreal. How unique his albums are, fantastic. I have such high respect for Billy Joel, but that respect kind of comes tumbling down a bit when he hasn't done an album in 25 years, and he's still physically capable of performing, because he's still doing big gigs. You know, Shea Stadium, this was the closing concert for Shea Stadium in 2000 and, it says 2011 on the back, but I don't think it was 2011. I'm pretty sure 2008. 2008. So, you know, he's still physically capable of performing. Some people say he's got writer's block. That's fair enough. But what's wrong with doing a covers album to at least keep us entertained? You could do like an American Songbook album, a rock and roll covers album, a soul album. You know, just a covers album. You know, a lot of people seem to just do covers albums today. They generally don't seem to care too much. You know, even Paul McCartney went back and done the Kiss on the Bottom one. You know, American Songbook. Mr. Clapton, he's always loves to do some covers. Phil Collins' last album was a complete soul cover. So it would just be nice to hear something from Billy Joel again. But anyway, I will talk more about Billy Joel's absence from studio albums when we get to the last track, because there's a little bit to talk about there. Anyways, this was released on August 10th, 1993. So as you can imagine, the vinyl record of this is quite hard to get. But luckily, Sony Music has reissued the vinyl for us. Lovely. And you get this beautiful pressing, which we'll go over later on, as I say, on Amazon. It's very cheap. Definitely worth checking out. But anyway, this is a much more serious album. Stormfront was quite serious. But, you know, again, in the 80s, he wasn't putting out serious music. You know, he was doing the cheesy 80s Uptown Girl stuff. And the bridge kind of reminisced some of that. So again, he's gone with a more serious toned album here. And really there's not much information on this album out there. He's never really spoke up about this album too much. So lyrically, I've actually had to analyse this a bit, and I haven't been able to rely on Wikipedia to help me out too much with information here. But the album really is dealing with a lot of trust issues that he had, long-lasting love. You know, trust really because, you know, you hear it a lot in tracks like The Great Wall of China. There's another one on here which really kind of all about soul, kind of does a bit about his ex-manager, who's also his ex-brother-in-law, who really kind of stabbed him in the back a bit. So you get a lot of lyrics kind of, I think, taking little digs at him a bit. They're not 100% aimed at him, because Billy Joel has a very clever way of putting meanings in songs and yet making them fun songs at the same time, like The Great Wall of China, which again we'll get onto. But, you know, he has these little hidden meanings in there, taking little stabs at him almost. So it's very clever writing. And again, this album was nominated for Album of the Year. Also, the track The River of Dreams was nominated for Best Song, but lost to Whitney Houston's I Will Always Love You, of course. I'm not sure what the album lost to, but again, as I say, Billy Joel, his albums just always seem to get nominated for Album of the Year, and I think he's got it twice, maybe 3 times. I'm pretty sure 52nd Street was one of the ones which got it. I think there might be another one, but that just shows how good Billy Joel is. He's such a high class. When you put one of his records on, you always know you can have a good time. Anyway, not his longest album. There's 10 tracks on here. All of them are pretty much 4 to 5 minute tracks, apart from All About Soul. That one's quite long. But other than that, as I say, 10 tracks on here. So let's get started. It opens with a track called No Man's Land, which opens with this really cool guitar intro. Very catchy song. The chorus is just brilliant on this one. This is where the song really shines. Opens up, you're not really sure how, you think, okay, pretty average Billy song here. But as I say, the chorus is just incredible. The lyrics are really good, basically about there not being much work at this time, or at that time in 93. Or, well, probably didn't write it in 93, probably sometime in the early 90s. But I really like this song. It has a lot of great pauses for it where he will just sing the actual track here in No Man's Land. When he sings that line, there'll be no instruments in the background. All of a sudden, the instruments just come back in like do, do. It just has a really good edge to it, and the song has a lot of character. And honestly, it's such a good song. I'm gonna have to give this track a 9 out of 10. And then we get what is my favourite track on the album, The Great Wall of China, which I've already mentioned about twice already. A very heavy intro with these fantastic backing vocals. It's like, it sounds like every instrument that is on this album is in this intro, which is really cool. Great backing vocals, almost like a chorus type backing vocal. It sounds like it's a film soundtrack score or something. But it's brilliant. And then of course the song starts. He has these kind of he does this bit which is very reminiscent of oh, I don't know, kind of like what song am I thinking of? I can't think. Hang on, I have the 12-inch here. Tell Her About It. How he does that bit at the start of Tell Her About It, goes woo hoo. He kind of does something similar like that at the start here. Kind of does these 80s vocals. But you know, the song's great. It's got fantastic lyrics. Again, the lyrics here do take a bit of a stab at his ex-manager, ex-brother-in-law. But, you know, it's fantastic. And then the chorus itself is just incredible, you know. We could have went all the way to the Great Wall of China. Just fantastic lyrics. The song has great character to it. And it has a great balance between, you know, going back and forward to the chorus and then to the verses. It's just fantastic. The instrumentation in it is fantastic. The band works so well together on this song. There's really no faults with this song. It really can't be anything less than perfect, because I do feel this song is perfect. The vocals, the lyrics, you know, just everything about it really is a perfect song. I love it. So I am going to give this track a 10. The next track is Blonde Over Blue, which again starts off a bit slower. Almost feel like it's got a bit of a jazz influence at the start, maybe. But I love the backing, like, violin work through this one. It just sounds incredible. You know, it really makes the song stand out. You know, that's the thing. For an album to work well, I find, each song's got to have its own defining features. Each song's got to have its own characteristics. This song here just, you know, the violin work is what makes this one stand out. You know, it has a nice feel to it. The chorus, again, is really good. And some really nice high vocals from Bill. You know, I think his vocal range on this one is really good. Not quite as good as the first two tracks, but still a very good song. So I'm going to have to give this one an 8 out of 10. Very good track there. And then we got a Minor Variation, which is a bit of a blues-inspired song, which he even pretty much admits to in the opening line. Which is really cool. And you know me, I love a bit of blues. But you know, blues music I always find kind of repeats itself. It'll say a line and then it'll repeat the line and then it'll go into like some sort of chorus or something, or a cool guitar solo. Billy, while the song sounds very bluesy, instrumentation wise, with the lyrics and the vocal performance, Billy kind of takes it in his own way and puts the Billy Joel twist on the blues music here, which is really cool. You know, he tries not to repeat lines too much, which blues artists typically do. And, you know, the chorus have a bit more of an edge to them what normal blues tracks would. So, you know, he does a good job at letting us know that it's blues inspired, but he doesn't, if his goal was to try and capture what a blues song sounds like, he only done an okay job in my opinion. But you know what? You know, I don't care. This is still a fantastic song. If he was only trying to hinder that he was just inspired by blues music and he wasn't trying to recreate a blues song, and he done a perfect job here, really, because it does sound fantastic. The backing vocals are great. I'm going to give this track a 7 out of 10. Not quite as good as other tracks, I feel, but still a good song. Because as I say, anything below a 5 is bad, anything above a 5 is good, so 7 is still a pretty good score. And then we get Shades of Grey. Now, every time I play this song, it makes me think of that dreadful book and that dreadful film. You guys know what one I'm talking about. But anyway, of course, the song has nothing to do with that. Of course it doesn't. I'm not sure Billy Joel would be into that type of thing. Even if he is, I wouldn't really want to know about it. But it's a very interesting opening. Very weird. So you've got all these vocals which almost don't line up. They sound a bit out of tune almost. Again, ba 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 da 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 ba ba wah wah. It's like, it sounds cool, unique, but they sound very out of tune, out of place. But and you know, the first time I heard it, I thought, don't like that too much. But now I've heard this song quite a few times. They actually work really well with the lead guitar, which is playing in the background, and the drums, which are just very heavy hits on the drums here. But they actually work really well. And then they start off this song really well. And then Billy Joel's vocals here, generally maybe the best vocal performance on the album. They just sound incredible. And you know, the lyrics, again, really good. How he feels about war and whatnot. Just a fantastic song. 9 out of 10. I love that track. Fantastic. And that is it for side 1 there already. Now we're on to the second side where we get a track called All About Soul opening up side 2. And it is one of the longer tracks. And it's actually a more simple sounding song at the start. It has really nice vocals from Bill. But once again, the chorus is the most fun part of the song. The song kind of has a lot of depth to it. It likes to go back and forward and switch itself up a bit. It's a good song. But this one here, I'm not going to lie, not one of my personal favourites. I'm going to give this one a 7 out of 10. Then we get a track called Lullaby, Goodnight, My Angel, which this is a nice slow ballad song. And, you know, this is, Billy almost has to do one of these on every album now because, you know, he's known for it. He's the piano man. He's got to sit down and do a nice piano ballad song. And this is the one for River of Dreams. And it's incredible. It really is. I love it. Bill's vocals are just amazing. They're perfect for this song. They're on point. The piano, of course, sounds incredible. The lyrics are simple, just lovey-dovey lyrics, but I love them. There's no complaints there. It's hard to be critical of such an innocent song, really. But I'm going to give this one an 8 out of 10. Just a nice, easy listening, lovely song. And then we get, of course, the title track, The River of Dreams, which is a very African, Jamaican influenced song with a lot of bongo drums, you know, to kind of give you that feel that you're out there in like a rainforest by a big river or something. Sounds fantastic. The vocals are even, you can tell he's been influenced by that kind of style. And, you know, it's a very good song again. It's very simple in the lyrics, but the song has a lot going for it. You know, it got nominated for Best Track of the Year. It's got to be somewhat decent. It's incredible. The backing vocals just sound fantastic. The instrumentation work on it sounds fantastic. The creativity sounds incredible. Yeah, I just love this song. It can't be anything less than a 9. It is a great song. And then we get 2000 Years, which is a song which starts off really slow. But it kind of sounds like old 1970s The Stranger Billy Joel. So it has a nice kind of throwback feel to it, this track. But the song does go on and add a lot more instruments to it, has a lot more depth to it. And I like to switch it up and go back and forward through the song. It's a fun song. I'm going to give this track an 8 out of 10. Now on to the final track already, and it's Famous Last Words, which I call a pretty ironic closing track for this album. But quickly, the song itself is really fun, very upbeat, it's a very good song. But this song, I wonder whether Billy Joel put it on here on purpose, closing the album. Because, you know, as I say, this is the last album we got from Billy Joel. We haven't had one since for almost 25 years. But did he know he was going to be going away? Because some of the lyrics do make me scratch my head a bit. This song here, I think maybe Billy Joel was planning to go away for a bit. Because, you know, he says some of the lyrics in here are very interesting. Like, these are the last words I have to say. And then he does come back later to say there will be more words some other day. And it really makes me interested. Because if I go to the gatefold, actually, and just have a look at some of the other lines, because the lyrics are in the gatefold. I only wrote a couple down on my notes. But, yeah, I mean, these are the last words I have to say today. That's why this took so long to write. And then he goes back to the chorus, I think, at some point. Maybe he doesn't. Oh, here we go. And these are the last words I have to say. It's always hard to say goodbye, but now it's time to put this book away, and that's the story of my life. So I have a suspicion that, yeah, I think he might have known he was going away for a bit. I think he knew he was in a bit of trouble. He wasn't writing very well or something like that. So he's decided to take a break, probably while he was writing this song. But anyway, you know, he needs to come back still. He still needs to come back. But anyway, I'm going to give this track an 8 out of 10 as well. It's a very good track. So anyway, now it's time to look at the album artwork. I can see this video is getting on quite a bit, so we best hurry up. But anyway, I really do love this cover. It's fantastic. So we got Billy there. And then in the background, you can see a lot of things going up. Like, each song kind of reminisces... each thing on the album cover, sorry, kind of reminisces the track as well. You've got, like, all these buildings coming up here. which kind of remind me of No Man's Land, maybe down here, the track. You know, we got like, I don't know what this is, a man and woman about to make love. Can't go wrong there. You know, this one here, this can be shades of grey up here, like a war scene or something. All the men and all the king's horses, Great Wall of China probably there. So yeah, you can really get a bit of reminiscence of each song on here, really. I've literally just done this off the top of my head. I've actually, you know, All the Men and All the King's Horses. I'm quite surprised to come up with that one myself. And of course we actually have the Great Wall of China going across here, so yeah, you know, there's a lot going on here. It's a very cool cover. I love it. It's a fantastic cover. Get a gatefold, all the lyrics, and a cool picture of Billy there, kind of sitting in the middle of a lake or something, or a swimming pool. And the back cover is where it lets us down a bit. It's, you know, bit plain. A record comes with a clear bag. Of course, this is not original. This is a 2000 and... It's not going to have the date on here. Of course it's not. It's out on the record. I forget what year this reissue come out. Oh, I don't know. It's... I don't know. It's probably... I'd say 2010-ish. Something like that. But anyway, there is the record label. And then you flip it. And you get that. So yeah, I'm going to give the album artwork a 9 out of 10. It's really cool. I love this cover. Really is one of my most favourite album covers. Not only because it's chock full of stuff and it's, you know, so bright and eye-catchy, but because it kind of reminisces the music as well, which is very important. I mean, you can't just have a good album cover and it not really relate to the music, you know. It's, you know, it's got to kind of match the theme of the album a bit. I mean, you don't just want to slap anything on there. So anyway, Billy Joel's River of Dreams, added up all the scores for all 10 tracks and in the album artwork. So I've added up all 11 scores and divided it by 11. And Billy Joel, The River of Dreams is going to get out of 10 a 8.4. So anyway, now what we got to do is we've got to head over to the album ranking board, put it on there and see where it ranks compared to other albums I've reviewed here on this channel. So anyway, here we are back over to the album ranking board, of course, and here it is, Billy Joel, River of Dreams with an 8.4 there. So it's going to go quite high up here on the album ranking board. I'm going to have to squeeze it right over there to the side. So then, if we can see here, let me bring the camera up, give you guys a bit of a close-up of where Billy Joel has ranked. So it has actually managed to beat out by a single point David Bowie's Hunky Dory and Eric Clapton's most recent release, I Still Do. That's just been beaten out by the debut Mudcrutch album. And on an 8.8 here, I have 3 albums. Jeff Lynne's Armchair Theatre, Paul McCartney's Ram, and Eric Clapton's Back Home. However, you take quite a dive down here. Like, nothing has got between a 7.5 and an 8.2. And it has beaten out all these albums here. And if we continue to go down... nothing down there yet. So anyway, that is it for this video, guys. And I hope you've enjoyed it. This album here doesn't get too much attention here in the VC, mainly because the vinyl is not too easy to come by, unlike other Billy albums. And I really recommend you go check it out, because it really is a very good, very intelligent, energetic, fun album. And it's a very important one, really, especially for Billy Joel. So it's a very good album. And yeah, definitely need some more people going out and picking that one up and giving it a go. But anyway, that is it for this video, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please hit the subscribe button. Please leave a message and like the video. And I'll see you guys next time.